Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the CSTV. I'm your host, Kathleen Igaltoto, Madam CS, and this is the Striker. Stay tuned and have it real and real. The Striker today, I'm going to read a tweet by Dennis Itumbi. He's a government blogger, Yeah, we have known Dennis Itumbi for a long time as a big supporter of President William Ruto. So he made a tweet about the number of votes and the population of people in Luhya Nation and in the northern part of Kenya, which for me actually was not just a normal tweet, but a tweet insinuating something to do with 2027. So in his tweet he said, random facts, Mandera population 983k, Nyeri 844k, Kirinyaga 658k, Nyandarua 638k, Embu 608k. That is post-census suppression. Fertility rate, Mandera 7.7 kids per woman, Nyeri 3.1, Kirinyaga 2.8, Nyandarua 3.6, Embu 3.1. And in Mandela, a man can marry up to 4 women. So, one could wonder, why is Dennis Itumbi telling us about the Mandela population? The way he has presented these populations actually is like the northern part of Kenya has a lot of people compared to the Mount Kenya region or to the Kikuyu nation. So one could wonder, why is Dennis Itumbi telling us about these figures? Is this Ruto's strategy for 2027? Oh yes. Now, this is going to form the basis of our discussion today. We want to know the connection between these elections and the statements by the likes of Oscar Sudi and the President Ruto telling us that he cannot lose elections come 2027. However, before we dive into this discussion, if you are new to this channel, welcome home, karibu nyumbani. Remember to subscribe, like, share and comment on our videos. Turn on the notification bell so that the next time we are uploading a video, YouTube will automatically notify you. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning in. Kindly remember to like, share and comment on our videos. And now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to dive in. Now, if there's something about Kenyan elections, honestly, it's very difficult to trust that somebody wins elections through a ballot. We have had a lot of cases of, leaguing. We have cases, every time we have elections, we must have contested elections, contested results, not only from the presidency, but even up to the level of a member of the county assembly. That tells you one thing. As far as transparency, and honesty is concerned in the Kenyan election system, actually we are very far from being there. Because if this process were that transparent and was that honest, we couldn't be having, every time we have an election, we have contested results, not only for the president, but also for the other seats. So it tells us one thing. Leaguing is one of the things that characterizes our elections. And now, we do say that politics is a game of numbers. And one thing is that for a long time, the central part of Kenya has been associated to have a large number of votes. And that's why actually, when Ruto differed with the people in the mountain, there has been, the feeling that you have lost the mountain, the chances of winning the presidency in 2027 are very minimal. And as a result, we saw President Ruto going to Luhya Nation now. And right now he's doing his tour of the northern part of Kenya. And one could wonder why. So from where I stand, the 2027 general elections, according to President Ruto, will be determined by the Luhya Nation and the northern part of Kenya. That is point number one. He believes that in as much as he has lost central Kenya, he can compensate it with the northern Kenya and the Luhya Nation. As I've always said in this channel, I'm not so sure whether Ruto is going to get something from the Luhya Nation unless Papa does not stand for presidency in this country. That's my first take. But again, I ask myself, for a long time, we have never seen any president or any regime taking the northern part of Kenya's elections seriously or votes seriously. Why is Ruto so determined with this? To an extent that his own blogger is actually now telling us of, the northern part of Kenya has a lot of forts, is more populous than the central part of Kenya. And to make things spicy, they are telling us that actually the last census, the number of the Somalis and the number of people in the northern part of Kenya was actually suppressed. So who suppressed them, and what was the intention of that suppression? Now, from where I stand, in 2027, there is likely to be no true or transparent elections in this country, and therefore we are likely to have cases of leaking. And if these votes have to be leaked, they will be leaked in the northern parts and in Ruya Nation. And that's why already Dennis Itumbi is preparing us that, the northern part of Kenya has a lot of votes than central Kenya. So from that tweet, these are the things that I'm reading. Number one, President Ruto and Dennis Itumbi are actually dishing out or telling the Kikuyus, get off. We don't care about you. We don't even need you. You are not that important. You understand? So literally, President Ruto is telling Central Kenya or Mount Kenya, I can win with or without you. Take it to the bank. I'm going to win it. Number two, Ruto is telling the country and the world at large that Mount Kenya does not have forts actually. That their forts are very less compared to other regions. I will not be surprised if Itumbi does not tweet tomorrow again the way Luhya Nation has a lot of forts, or even the way the coastal part of Kenya has a lot of forts than central Kenya. So what actually they are doing is to prepare psychologically and be testing the waters to see how Kenyans will react to this. When somebody wants to pity you, he will start by accusing you are a thief. Or when somebody wants to pity your dog, he will accuse it of stealing his meat. So that's what actually Dennis Itumbi is doing. He's trying to prepare psychologically that, Central Kenya does not even have those forts the way they are being portrayed. But remember, in 2022, these are the people that actually voted for Ruto to do what? To win. Number three, I also realized that they are bringing the narrative that the previous regime had suppressed the northern part of Kenya. In this way, they want to appeal and enter the hearts of the people of the northern part of Kenya. You understand? If you are very careful with the appointments President Ruto has been making in his government, he does not make any appointment and fails to appoint somebody from the northern part of Kenya. Look at the most critical dockets in the government. See who are heading those positions. It's either somebody from Rift Valley or somebody from northern Kenya. It tells you something. President Ruto is preparing for his victory and is also preparing for his team come 2027. There's a time Gachagua said, and people dished him, that all security and significant positions have been given to the Somalis and people from the northern part of Kenya. Yet they did not vote for the Kenya Kwanza government. People dished him and called him tribal, etc. But reality be told, Gachagua was right. The appointments by President Ruto are not just a mere coincidence. If you want to find out, just go and look at the most critical positions in this government and ask yourself who are heading those positions. And then come back and have this conversation on why do you think those positions have gone there. And I feel that the northern part of Kenya is going to be an easy target for having Ruto in as the president, because this region has been termed as marginalized for a long time. Honestly, it has been marginalized. Yeah, let me say that. And now Ruto starting to do his development tours in the northern, trying to bring them together to himself. Actually is appealing to them. Is the first president who wants to bring them maendeleo, all those things. So, literally, they will start singing him. They will start supporting the Kenya Kwanza government. They will start supporting Ruto Tosha, So when the mountain is heckling Ruto, the northern part of Kenya will be doing what? Will be supporting him. Number two, that region as it is, the insecurity in the northern part of Kenya may not guarantee agents of other presidential candidates in that region actually to stay there comfortably. You know, even when President Ruto was going there, we heard that 5 chiefs had been abducted. I don't know whether they have been found, but there was an issue that they have been abducted. So you can imagine some agents may not feel comfortable unless they come from the region. They may not feel comfortable actually to go there to witness the counting of the elections, etc. So if Ruto has to leave that place, he has a troopers to do so. And then you also realize that, he's banging on this thing that he wants a broad-based government and national integration. If Ruto manages to bring the Somali community, the northern part of Kenya to his basket, and the Somalia community, he is likely also to win the Muslim community in the coastal part of Kenya. That way, that identity, that aspect of Watu Wetu will help him to get both the northern part of Kenya and the coastal part of Kenya. But from where I stand, honestly, Itumbi is just telling us we don't need the central part of Kenya, nor do we maybe need Nyanza. With the western part of Kenya and the northern part of Kenya and part of the Rift Valley, we are good to go. And that confirms now our fears, the way Oscar Sudi was saying, that Ruto is here to stay and to soe President Wetu hadi 2022. That is my opinion. I don't know your opinion. Let me get it in the comment section below. Kindly remember to subscribe, like, share, and comment on our videos. Bye-bye. See you next time.